Hello, happy Friday. My name is Kritik Martin, and I want to dedicate this June 14th to my faith. So, the measure of your outcome is determined by the amount of faith you have. And I've always been one to take pride in the amount of faith I have. I always said if I had a daughter, I would name her Faith. But anyway, up until recently, I used to place a limit on the amount of faith that I had. I would only have enough faith to just get me by. But don't judge me. I am not good with quoting books, scriptures, verses. But I always used to remember hearing this verse in church that says, God can do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think, right? So to first get started, we need to have faith just the size of a mustard seed, right? So if we had never seen the manifestation of a mustard seed, we wouldn't even believe that a mustard seed could grow up to 30 feet tall. So the way that I actually began exercising my faith was after my divorce. I didn't have a job, a car, a house. And so I said, God, you know what? This is not it for me and my son. Like, you have to do a good work in me. I don't know what it's going to take, but whatever it is going to take, I'm willing to do it. So I said, you know what? I used to just quote scriptures. I used to pray a lot of time. Some of the scriptures that helped me to get by is Proverbs 23:7 that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Corinthians, I think 2 Corinthians 5:2 says, for we walk by faith and not by sight. And Hebrews 11:1 it says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So those helped me to get by because I was like, okay, God, I know what I want my future to look like, and even though it don't look like that now, I'm going to believe that you could make things happen for me. So I remember before I had a job, I was applying to job after job. I probably applied to so many jobs that I applied to the same job more than once. But I ended up with the job that I really wanted. See, because God is going to put you in places that you really don't qualify for, but how you ended up with it is none of your business. I remember in 2011 looking for this house. I drove around the neighborhood. I wasn't even ready to buy, but I said, you know what? Let me drive around, use my faith, see if this neighborhood is a good fit for my son and I, if the kids are running around and they look happy, whatever. Fast forward 6-7 years, I ended up in the same community. So I was just putting my faith into action, like, okay, let me see if I could visualize myself pulling into this gate, pulling up to this garage, you know what I mean? And then I started to outgrow my car, my son and I. So I said, you know what? I used to see this particular car on the road and I'm like, I like this car. Like, I want this car. And I remember my ex was like, oh, why you don't get that? No, I want this car. So I started looking online, started to look at interior cars, everything. Didn't have any money down. So one day I was like, you know what? Come on, Mari, let's go test drive this car. So I drive the car and I was like, I taking this car home tonight. So the man keep asking me like, you don't have no money to put down? I'm like, nope. But I was like, I taking this car home. Anyway, long story short, I took the car home. It's just, you know, life's hardships are God's perfect way to work out our plans and our visions. Because if we get everything at the drop of a dime, then we don't have any reason to exercise our faith. But when you don't have things easy, you're having a hard time, is our way for us to put all of our trust and faith in God. God is working and preparing us for our purposes through our processes. So even though we're having a hard time, that process helps you to build character and be able to take you, the character that will take you into your promised land. He doesn't want us to take all of our complainings and our poor attitudes. So once you're going through that process and the challenges, you're able to develop and overcome a lot of trials and tribulations and become the person that you need to be so that you could go on to the next level. So just keep in mind that faith is vision in the heart. You know, once you could believe something in the heart, God can bring that into being. Because a lot of times you always say, God, I want this, but I don't see how this could happen because I don't have the resources for it. But that's not our business. See, even God, the universe was a thought that God had first. It was an idea, and He spoke it, and then it came into existence. And we were created in His likeness and image, right? So all we have to do is the same thing. You think something in your heart, you believe it with all your soul, your might, you pray, and God will make things happen for you. How it happens is none of our business, but He can work and make things happen. So just put your faith first. Faith. faith, 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 mustard seed, mountain moving faith, and God will multiply and bring everything into abundance and prosperity to you. So have a good Friday. Enjoy the Friday. You woke up today, so you have no complaints. Today is another day for you to keep pushing, and you made it to the end of the week. So happy Friday.